Hello ladies and gentlemen, what's up? It's Papa Bale and welcome to the channel. I was messing around my dual drive today and I found out that they're kind of linked together. One doesn't work without the other when they're hooked up together. Alright, so we'll do 12 in here, 12 in here. Okay. Got amp draw over here. And got amp draw over here. Okay, both of the drives are in this coil right here. One trigger is here and the other trigger is there. That coil is only being used for a trigger right now. .500 RPMs coming up. .511, nice. .545, 552. Awesome. We're drawing a lot of amps, so I'm going to turn it off. A lot of amps, like 1.1 on each power supply. Awesome though. Let's see how much distance we could get just on the flywheel application here. Still 547. Dude, that's sick. So that's a 9-magnet rotor. We got one drive at 18 gauge. We got another drive at 20 gauge, and they're wound parallel on the same bobbin with a 32 gauge trigger coil. The 18 gauge strand is being run by the SSG circuit here. And this transistor. And the 20 gauge strand is also in this coil, but its trigger strand is in that coil. And all you got to do to make that work is line up the magnets. So you got to have at least 2 magnets to make that work. Even if that, yeah. To make that work, for that to be necessary at all, you need at least 2 magnets. Alright, let's get another reading. Alright, it's slowed way down now. 366. Let's see if we can get a... We're going to go 3 volts in. Yeah, it looks like that'll work. It's going to slow down a lot, but... Here, let's stop it. Okay, that's not what we wanted. That feels like it engaged. At least one of the coils engaged right there. Well, let's move this one in a little bit. There it goes. There it goes. So yeah, it slows way down, but it'll still run at 3 volts parallel with the 9 volt or 9 magnet rotor. These are power supplies though. We are connected to the wall, so our amps are pretty limitless. Gives you, in my opinion, it gives you freedom, but I'm not looking for over unity really. I'm not looking for the closed loop. I mean, I try a closed loop every once in a while, but that's not all that I'm doing. I don't just do closed loop stuff. I think it's pretty cool to attempt that stuff. And yeah, you can get a loop to connect without it shorting out. Doesn't that's not exactly what you're looking for. That's just part of what you're looking for. That's not all of what you're looking for. And I've gotten a loop to connect without shorting out or slowing down, and it actually sped up. But it stopped speeding up. You get what I'm saying? There was a plateau. There was a level that it stopped increasing in speed. And so what it all it did basically was increase the capacitance. It was a capacitor, and it increased the capacitance a little bit, completing the loop. It gave a little bit more potential, so we got a little bit more speed, you know. But was it like anything that denies the laws of physics? No, it was right on par with physics. You just put the diodes in the right spot, and well, bam, you can connect the loop. Wow, this is 3 volts in, people. We're getting some vibration in the tables. 287, 291, 293. So it's sporadically changing. That's awesome. That is awesome. That's the dual drive, ladies and gentlemen. That's the 18 and the 20 gauge working as drives in the bobbin right here at 3 volts parallel. So we're not getting any action over 3 volts, but we're getting a double dose of 3 volts. So it's pretty powerful, man. It's no joke. I mean, I've seen better, but I mean, it's fun to play with. 325. Absolutely, man. Great times, great times. And that is really starting to pick up in speed. $329, $331. Awesome. That's our amp draw at 3 volts. This is the 20 gauge strands power supply. And the reason it's so high is because it's on a 1, 2, 3 circuit right here, and there is no resistance whatsoever on this circuit, except for the resistance coming from this halogen bulb down here. And it runs dominant in this build over the SSG. Because of that fact, it'll start running the 20 gauge strand first, and then the 18 gauge strand will kick in, kind of thing. But it always ends up being about, when you're running at 12 volts, 800 milliamps for both, right around 800. Really cool. I can't believe that. That's just 3 volts. It's right around 350. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, it's been fun, really cool. I love my dual drive. I love my circuit. And have a nice day. Peace out.